Midnight, the continent of Antarctica. A vast, unforgiving expanse of blinding white and bone-chilling cold. Above the surface, extreme winds sculpt the desolate landscape, a harsh reality where only the most resilient organisms can cling to survival. But beneath this frozen armor, concealed by meters of solid pack ice, lies a world of deceptive tranquility. Here, in the shadowy depths of the Southern Ocean, the water temperature hovers just below freezing. It is a slow, silent domain where alien-like creatures navigate a pitch-black abyss. Yet, even in this hidden sanctuary, a bizarre and deadly phenomenon is waiting to strike. 050, it is known to the scientific community as a brine icicle. To those who have witnessed its eerie, destructive power firsthand, it goes by a much more ominous, terrifying name, the Finger of Death. 110, to understand the birth of a brinacle, we must look closely at the very nature of freezing seawater. Unlike freshwater, which freezes into a solid, clear block, ocean water is a complex chemical soup. When the surface of the ocean freezes, the crystalline lattice of the forming ice cannot accommodate the salt molecules. The salt is forcefully expelled from the freezing water, left behind in a microscopic labyrinth of channels, cracks, and veins within the immense ice pack overhead. 145, this intense separation process creates a residual liquid, a supersaline brine. Because of its extreme salt concentration, this brine has a freezing point far lower than that of normal seawater. It remains completely fluid even as its temperature drops well below 0 degrees Celsius. But crucially, it also becomes incredibly dense and heavy. 220, eventually, the structural integrity of the sea ice gives way. Gravity seizes control, pulling this hypercold, ultra-dense brine downward. As this toxic plume escapes the ice pack and sinks into the relatively warmer, less salty ocean below, a mesmerizing chain reaction begins to unfold. 250, the descending brine is so cold that it instantly freezes the normal seawater it comes into contact with. A delicate, fragile sheath of ice begins to form around the sinking liquid, creating a hollow, translucent tube. This is the brinacle taking shape, a downward-growing stalactite of ice, creeping toward the ocean floor. 325, the growth of a brinacle is a hypnotic, agonizingly slow descent. It twists and turns, guided by imperceptible microscopic currents, resembling a ghostly, glowing serpent descending from the heavens. For hours, it continues its silent plunge. But this breathtaking display of physical chemistry harbors a lethal consequence. For a clock, until recently, this phenomenon existed merely as a theoretical model and scattered anecdotes from daring extreme ice divers. It was not until advanced time-lapse camera technology ventured beneath the Antarctic ice that the full, terrifying majesty of a brinacle was captured on film. To witness this event is to watch the fundamental laws of thermodynamics manifest into a physical, creeping entity. Scientists now even believe that similar processes might be occurring worlds away. Deep beneath the frozen, cracked crusts of Jupiter's moon Europa, or Saturn's moon Enceladus, alien brinicles might be reaching down into extraterrestrial oceans, perhaps even driving chemical reactions that could somehow support life in the cosmos. 505, but on Earth, it brings only doom. On the seabed below the forming brinacle, a bustling community of benthic life goes about its slow-motion existence. Giant starfish, sea urchins, and marine worms scavenge the ocean floor, completely oblivious to the icy dagger descending from above. These creatures are adapted to the bitter cold, but they are absolutely defenseless against what is about to hit them. 540, finally, the tip of the brinacle makes contact with the seafloor. The hollow tube touches down, and the dense, supercooled brine pools outward, spilling across the ocean sediment like a slow-moving river of liquid nitrogen. A jagged web of ice rapidly spreads across the seabed. 605, the creeping frost overtakes everything in its path. Starfish and urchins, far too slow to outrun the advancing cold, are consumed by the icy tendrils. In a matter of minutes, they are encased alive, flash frozen in a permanent tomb of solid ice. The finger of death has silently claimed its harvest. 635, the Brinacle remains a profound reminder of nature's duality. It is an architectural masterpiece of natural thermodynamics, an ethereal spire of glass spun from the ocean itself. Yet, it is also a relentless, indiscriminate killer. A stunning, paradoxical phenomenon that reveals how, on our incredibly dynamic planet, immense beauty and absolute destruction are often just two sides of the exact same frozen coin.